Barattoota qaqqaalii would ተማሪዎች today we'll see Ethiopian University entrance exam for grade 12 of 2040 or 50 or 2022 biology entrance exam with answer and explanation for question 76 to 75 to 76 to 100 part which or part 4 discussion in Afan Oromo and Amharic. أسرت مالا قاهلي تربات مشاني هاقا لباجران انتر اكزام biology بركو مالا ماكو أفريقيا ودربي كوجي الله لو تأجل in our part 4 so we'll see سبا سدس كما تو يالو ستياقوش يمنا يونال biology انتراسي بالفوامات so don't forget like, subscribe my channel so-called Aliyi Science Tube. Let us start our today's discussions. Okay, start. Question number 76. Breaking of thick spongy wall of the ureterus at the end of menstrual cycle is associated with the A. Formation of carboxylium, B. Maturation of follicle, C. Decrease in progesterone and estrogen concentration, D. Increase in estrogen and progesterone concentration. So the answer is C. The explanation about okay, the ovulation when the no pregnancy has occurred, the reduce of level of progesterone and the progesterone happen. The thick spongy lining of ureterus closed down. This lining detaches from the wall of ureterus and lost through vagina as a monthly plate. So the answer, the breaking thick spongy wall of the ureterus at end of menstrual cycle is associated with the decrease in progesterone and the decrease in estrogen concentration. So the answer should be C. Question number 72. The first incubation period of HIV is characterized by A. 20 years before all symptoms appear in well-increased people, B. 22 weeks of produce enough antibiotics, C. 3 to 12 weeks after you have been infected, D. 2 to 3 years for progress of infections to AIDS. So the answer is C. 3 to 12 weeks after you have infected is the first incubation period of HIV characterized by duration of 3 to 12 weeks after you have been infected, and after the first meal of symptoms, disease incubated again. The second incubation period or again appears 2 to 3 years, and also the much longer incubation period can take 20 years or more before all symptoms of the disease appear. First incubation period የምንለው ከ3 እስከ 12 ሳምንታት ያለው መሃል ላይ የሚገኝ እንትን ፔሪድ ነው። After first meal of symptoms, second incubating period የምለው ከ2 እስከ 3 ዓመት ውስጥ ያለው ነው። ሌላ ደግሞ much longer incubation period የምንለው ደግሞ እስከ 20 ዓመት የሚወስድ ፔሪድ ነው። So asirra malu banna first incubation period of HIV kan jennuun torbee sadii haga 12 jidduu kan jiru. Second nammo waggaa 2 haga 3 jidduu kan jiru second incubation period kan jennuun. Much longer incubation period kan jennuun ammoo can take 20 years kan jennu waggaa 2 fudhachuu kan danda'u. So the answer that is first incubation period of HIV is during 3 to 12 weeks after you have been infected, which is found on C. Question number 78. Which of the following is a behavioral method of temperature regulation in hemothermos? A. Paleoerection, B. Liking, C. Activation, D. Vasodilation. So the answer is C. aestivation. Let us explanation. Homothermic organisms regulate their body temperature through three methods. These are physiological methods, which include heat losing mechanisms such as sweating, vasodilation, painting and lacking, and the other heat gaining mechanism, which include vasoconstriction, paleorection, shivering and metabolic response, and the fat layer under the skin. The other is behavioral method የምንለው ነው. Behavioral method include clothing, bathing or wallowing, seeking shade and shelter, taking high calorie food, hibernation, aestivation, and burning fires, central heating, air conditioning የሚባሉት ናቸው ማለት ነው. The other is morphological method የምንለው ደግሞ smaller animals and larger animals, that is based on their surface area to volume ratio. asirratti maal hubanna temperature tokko organismi qaama qaasaa kan ittiin control godhu method sadi jira. Physiological method kan jennuun, behavioral method kan jennuu fi morphological method dha. So behavioral method kan ta'e homothermic keessa jedhee nu gaafate si irra kan jiru aestivation ta'a jechuudha. So behavioral method that is asked on our question is that found on C aestivation. So the answer is C. Question number 79. What will be happen if water content of the blade is too high? What blade is low? Waha የውሃ content የሆነ ኦኬ ሀሜ ብሻኔ ኦልካ አዮተ ማለታ. A. The second coil tubule of the kidney become more permeable. B. Antidiuretic hormone secretion decrease. C. Osmoreceptor of stimulus pituitary gland to release antidiuretic hormones. C. D. Kidney reabsorbs more water back into the blade. So the answer is B. Let us see explanation. If water content of the blade is too high, antidiuretic hormone secretion become decrease or less antidiuretic hormone into blade by pituitary gland. The kidney then absorbs less water back to the blade. A large volume of dilute urine is then produced. Water is efficiently lost from the blade and the concentration of salt returns to the normal. And also, when water content of the blade is too high, the salt concentration of the blade increase. Osmoreceptor stimulates pituitary gland to antidiuretic hormone or antidiuretic hormone increase ይሆናል ማለት ነው if water content in the blood is low. The second coil tubule of the kidney making them more permeable, and the kidney absorbs more water back to the blade. This means less water left in the tubules, kidney tubules, and so more concentrated urine is formed. At the same time, the amount of water in the blade concentration increase, and the concentration of salt of the blade returns to the normal. አሁን በደንብ ማወቅ ያለባችሁ ምንድነው የውሃ ኮንቴንት ብሌድ ውስጥ ያለው ውሃ ኮንቴንት ሃይ ከሆነ እና ውሃ ኮንቴንቱ ብሌድ ውስጥ ያለው ለው ከሆነ ሁለቱም በደንብ አለያዩና ወቅት አደባሳት ስርት ቢካ ለማነሳኔቱ ወብሻን ዲጋ ከሰጅሩ ቢሻን ሁም ስርት አማውንት ሳውል ካይፊ ገዲቡ ኢማልታ ካንጀሩ ስርት ኢብሴራዋንት ስርት just read for more. Question number 80. The movement of water from roots up to the top of leaves of the tall tree is carried out by A. Loss of water by transpiration, and it is replaced by osmosis. B. Active transport in the root and osmosis in the leaves. C. Low cohesive and adhesive force of the water in the xylem. The active transport of both root and the leaves. So the answer should be the amount of water from the root up to the top of leaf of tall tree is due to loss of water by transpiration and replacement by osmosis. So the answer is A. Let us explanation. The water movement from the water from the root to top of the tree of tall tree is carried out by loss of water by transpiration and replacement by osmosis to xylem tissue. There is no active transport in this pathway in xylem tissue. The factor that move water upwards ስለዚህ ውሃ ከስር እስከ ቅጠል እንዲመጣ የሚያደርገው አንደኛው ምንድነው loss of water by transpiration ነው ሌላ ደግሞ water replaced by osmosis ነው kun maal jechuudha bishaan bifa urkaatiin bishaan hiddarraa gara baalaan dhufa ergasi bifa urkaatiin baalarraa galaalaatti ba'a jechuudha kun ammoo maal godha bishaan akka hiddarraa gara baalaa dhufa godha jechuudha then replaced hiddarraa gara bishaanii gara baalaa dhufamu bishaan osmosis adels osmosis jedhamu dhufa active transport kan jedhamu as keessan jiru factor but moves water upward through xylem tissue bishaani akka hiddarraa ka'ee baala dhaqu factoronni godhan maali kan jedhu tokkoffaa root pressure dha lammaffaa adhesive force dha sadaffaa cohesive force transpiration pool and capillary water kanneen jennuun bishaan hiddarraa gara baalaatti akka dhufu godhu jechuudha እነኚህ ምንድናቸው root pressure adhesive force cohesive force transpiration pool capillary water የምንለው ምንድናቸው ውሃ ከስር እስከ ቅጠል እንዲሄድ የሚያደርጉ ፋክተሮች ናቸው ማለት ነው so the answer that is asked our question is A is correct answer. Question number 81 from the following option which one contains a step of writing scientific report correct in correct order. A title prediction hypothesis procedure evaluation conclusion result acknowledgement. B title hypothesis prediction procedure result conclusion evaluation acknowledgement. C title hypothesis prediction evaluation result procedure conclusion acknowledgement. D title hypothesis procedure prediction result conclusion evaluation and acknowledgement. So the answer is B, the correct one. The step of scientific writing report in orders are: first one is title, and the second one is hypothesis, the third one is prediction, the fourth one is procedure or experiment, the fifth one is result, the sixth one is conclusion, the seventh one is evaluation, with the eighth one is acknowledgement at end. So these are the steps of scientific report writing in order. Sankun min maal jechuudha yeroo scientific report barreessinu scientific report yeroo barreessinu step saddeetan kana eegumna jechuudha scientific report ስንጽፍ እነኚህ ሁሉ ስምንቱ በቅደም ተከተል ማስቀመጥ አለብን ማለት ነው so the answer should be asked in correct order that ያስቀመጠው B ላይ ያለው ነው the answer is B. Question number 82 what type of force is responsible for if tool is solution is placed in centrifuge spins the tube at the high speed and the solid particles forced to settle down at the bottom. A cohesive force, B adhesive force, C centripetal force, D gravitational force. Those answers is gravitational force. Let us see explanation. The centrifuge then spins the tubes at the high speed. As tube spin, the gravitational force on the solid particle forces them bottom of the tube. ስለዚህ gravitational force ምን ያደርግ solid particles ወደ ስር እንዲመጥ ወይ ደግሞ gravitational force የሮ centrifuge እና ነው particle የሮናና solid particle አከጀለት ገለንጎዳቸው gravitational force. Cohesive force can generate force attraction between the same molecules, example between water molecules. Adhesive force can generate a more force of attraction between different molecules, example xylem tube now mali alone. Centripetal force is a net force that acts on an object to keep moving in along circular path motion of the path. The other is centrifugal force is a force that makes something bolt from the center. Okay, the answer أزيلا هم منه كويسي فور أليسي فور centripetal force centrifugal force يعملوتين بدن بأنببو. So the answer solid particle in academic قالوا كان قالوا gravitational force no وإذا مو solid particles وده سرين دي ما تمادرجو during centrifugation spine the answer it is gravitational force. So the answer is D. Question number 33. 10% of attendants of the wedding ceremony were sick just after having lunch at the ceremony. What should a student do first to prove scientifically that the sickness was actually linked to the food eaten as ceremony? She should A. give drugs to as far as I'm من ما رجع لبات يملنا يلقى برد أك scientific step تكفارك وانت نما كل أنترا نمني كل أنكم مالتي رجعات ceremony بودا دي بميرا. So A. give drugs to sick individuals before contaminate the others. B. take food sample to the laboratory and analyze presence of toxin. C. ask herself why 10% of attendants were sick. D. take stool sample of the sick individual and analyze the presence of toxin. So the answer should be C. Ask yourself why 10% of the attendants were sick. Let us see explanation. The first to prove scientifically that sickness was actually linked to food eaten at the ceremony. So she should first ask herself why 10% of the attendants were sick. Second, take food sample to a laboratory and analyze the presence of toxin. Third, take stool of the sample sick individual and analyze the presence of toxin. Fourth, give the drugs to the individual sick before contaminating the other. So ምንድን ነው ፈርስት ስቴፕ ላይ ማድረግ ያለባት ራሷ ማጠየቅ ለምን ታመሙ የሚለውን ራሷ ማጠየቅ ያለባት ዘን ወደ ላቦራቶሪ ምግቡን እዛ ማየት ያለባት ዘን የሰዎችን ስቶልም በዛው ላቦራቶሪ ውስጥ ማየት አለባት መጨረሻ ላይ ድራግ መድኃኒት ትሰጣለች ማለት ነው. So the answer should be C, the first step. namni kudhan cidha irratti namni kudhan warroota nyaata fudhatan nama kudhan hin dhibaman yeroo dhibaman akka saayintistii tokkotti dubartiin akka maal godhu qabdi yookiin barattoota akka maal godhu qabdi kan jedhu tokkoffaa of gaafachuu qabdi maaliif dhibaman kan jedhu lammaffaa irratti nyaata keessaa fuutee laaboraatoorii akkasuma istuuliin jaraallee fuutee erga laaboraatoorii keessa nyaaticha ilaalte kan jaraas ilaalte jechuudha. Then numarat dawa cognitive. So the answer should be the first step as scientific proof is A. C. Ask yourself why 10% of stand attendants were sick. So መልሱ ምንድነው? ሲ ላይ ያለውን አልመለ መጀመሪያ ላይ ማሰብ አለባት ለምንድነው ታሙ የሚለው ማወቅ አለባት. So the answer is C. Okay, question number 84. Which one of the following importance of water is directly related to its ideal viscosity? A. transport medium. B. habitat for aquatic animals. C. reactant in photosynthesis. D. reaction medium. So the answer is transport medium. Let us explanation. Water has ideal viscosity for transport medium. Water as a reactant is important for many reactions in living things need as raw material such as photosynthesis and hydrolysis reaction. For example, digesting large food molecules into smaller ones and reaction with carbon dioxide in red blood cell to that is important in transport of carbon dioxide around the body as hydrocarbonate ions. So it is reaction medium. The other is water is a place for living in and means it is habitat for aquatic animals. So the water, the importance of water that is directly related to its ideal viscosity is transport medium. So the answer is A. Question number 85. Which property of water prevents food from drying during the long dry season is high? A, viscosity property. B, latent heat evaporation. C, transparent ability. D, surface tension. So the answer should be B, latent heat evaporation, which prevents food from drying during the long dry season. Latent heat evaporation is a property of water that makes water water does not vaporize too easily and prevents food from dry up too quickly in a hot weather, and the organisms in the food have better chance for survival. These are the three properties of water that is related to latent heat vaporization. Water has also vital viscosity, which is transport medium. Viscosity measure of how fluid liquid is, how easily it flows, means it is transport medium property, or water ideal viscosity property. The other is water has a high surface tension. Water molecules are hydrogen bonded to water molecules on the all sides. This way, why some animals can walk on water. This is the property of water surface tension. The other is water is transparent. This means light can pass through water and allow the plant and algae that is found photosynthesize in water bodies. So no ka water property food drying food prevent from drying long dry time ላይ የሚያደርገው ነው የሚለው ነው። ቢ ነው latent heat evaporization ከነች ማለቹን ሀሪ አከን ጎን ካን ጎዱ የሮቦና የሮቦን ደረተ latent heat evaporation ይላችሁ። So the answer should be B. Question number 86. The following table comprise prokaryotic and eukaryotic. When we compare this, DNA of prokaryotic unknown, X now. Mitochondria of the eukaryotic is also Y, unknown now. Ribosome of eukaryotic also unknown. So X, Y, Z represented stated as linear present A780 A70S. B, circular present 17S. C, linear present 18S. D, circular present 8S. So the answer should be D. Prokaryotic DNA circular no. Mitochondria and ribosome of eukaryotic present when ribosome is also present in the ATS. So the answer should be D. Let us explanation. DNA of the prokaryotic cell is circular. Mitochondria of eukaryotic is present. Ribosome of eukaryotic is also present, which is large and with ATS. So the answer should be D. Question number 87. Which one of the following is not function of plasma membrane in eukaryotic cell? Plasma membrane function ያለው ነው። A, isolating cell from external environment. B, transferring chemical energy from the carbohydrate to ATP. C, responding to external stimulus. D, exchanging material and information. So the answer should be transferring. B, transferring chemical energy from the carbohydrate to ATP. So let us see the function of plasma membrane has vital in eukaryotic, such as isolating cell from environment, exchanging material and information with the environment, responding to external small signals means cell signaling various molecules to allow cell to recognize hormone and immune system, whereas transferring chemical energy of ATP from carbohydrate to ATP is the function of mitochondria. እዚህ ላይ ምንድነው ያየነው D ላይ and P ላይ ያለው transferring chemical energy from carbohydrate to ATP የሚያደርገው mitochondria ነው ማለት ነው። ሌሎች ግን የፕላዝማ ሜምብሬን ስራ ነው። ስራ ማላላ ፕላዝማ ሜምብሬኒን ወጂን ፕላዝማ ሜምብሬኒ ከነንታን ከሚከን ጀዱ ዳፊ ባማለ ሁንዱ ወጂሌ ፕላዝማ ሜምብሬኒ ተየቹ ባረከን ጅሩ transferring chemical energy from carbohydrate to ATP can go Wuji mitochondria THUDA. So the answer should be for this answer should be B, which is a function of mitochondria. Question number 88. Which of the following is correct with respect to structural component of plasma membrane? A. Integral proteins are found inserted in the lipid bilayer. B. Peripheral proteins are located outside the lipid membrane. C. Chemical channel protein cross outer layer of the lipid bilayer. D. Glycoproteins are found on the cytoplasmic side of the cell membrane. So the answer should be A, the correct one. Let us see explanation. Integral proteins are embedded or inserted in the phospholipid bilayer, and they are also known as transmembrane proteins. When peripheral proteins are also known as extrinsic proteins that span only one layer or sometimes less of the membrane. Channel proteins are proteins that have channel through them along which specific ions can pass, and there is a different channel proteins for the different ions. Glycoproteins are proteins that molecule have carbohydrate chains and attached to them, and often serve as a signal to other cell. ስለዚህ correct የሆነው component of plasma membrane እዚህ explanation ላይ የዘረዘርኩት እያንዳንዱ የስራቸውና ምን እንደሚመስሉ ነው ማለት ነው። So the correct answer that is written on letter A. ከነቹ ማልቹዳ structural component of plasma membrane ይውላሉ ደለጋፊ ፕሮቲኑን ጅረን አርፋን አንተርስ ጅራ ስረት explanation ይጀለቲ አለመሳል ባላን ኦ ሰርቱ ባዳ ከናፍ ዴቢን አታይቹ Question number 89. Suppose 3 potato cylinders were kept in 25, 50 and 15 and 5 sucrose solution respectively, and the fourth cylinder was placed in distilled water. Which cylinder will more flaccid? The cylinder in A 5% solution, B 15% solution, D C distilled water, D 25% solution. So the answer should be 25% solution. Let us see explanation. The potato cylinder in the distilled water will have increased its masses. The most of there is greater concentration gradient in tube. There in this tube, and between the distilled water high concentration potential water potential and high water potential, and potato cells low water potential, means that more water molecules will move into potato cell by osmosis in distilled water. This pushes cell membrane against cell wall and increases target pressure in cell, which makes them turgid. Potato cylinder will feel hard because it drink water by osmosis. So it is not flaccid, so it is become turgid. But potato cylinder in the strongest sucrose concentration, which is 25%, will have decreased its mass the most as there is a greater concentration gradient in this test tube between the potato cell have higher water potential and the sucrose solution is lower water potential. This means more water molecules will move out of potato cells by osmosis and making them flaccid and decrease the mass of the cylinder. So the answer should be really flaccid የሚያደርገው የቱ ነው? concentration sucrose concentration high ያለው ነው ማለት ነው። so D ያለው 25 concentration gradient ነው ማለት ነው። flaccid keessatti maal ta'a? seeliin bishaan dhugaa tarjii ta'a sirriitti guddata ulfaata. garuu immoo high strongest concentration sucrose concentration keessatti maal ta'a? seeliin bishaan gara alaatti baasa flaccid ta'a jechuudha. So the answer should be D, 25% of solution of secrets concentration. Question number 90. Consider the following table which shows the result of an experiment where red blood cells were placed in 3 different solutions X, Y, and Z. Solution X changes observed in red blood cell, in X shrink, in Y burst, in Z no change. The 3 different solutions in which blood cells were placed in order of X, Y, Z were A. Isotonic, hypertonic, and hypotonic. B. Hypotonic, isotonic, hypertonic. C. Hypotonic, hypertonic, and isotonic. D. Hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic. So the answer is D. Hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic. Let us see explanation. The effect of different solution or red blood cell are in hypertonic solution the cell loses water and become shrink. In hypotonic solution the cell gain water and become swell. Then the pressure will eventually burst the weak plasma membrane. This is called hemolysis. There is no change in isotonic solution. So the correct order for this answer should be hypertonic. In hypertonic, red blood cell become shrink. In hypotonic, cell become burst, and in isotonic, no change. So the answer should be incorrect order is D, hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic. But also when we see the effect of plant cell placed in different solution, in hypertonic solution cell become flaccid, then plasmolized. In hypotonic solution plant cell in this condition are turgid and also become hard. In isotonic solution there is no change. So read for this also, don't forget. Question number 91. A more comprehensive definition of biodiversity can be given as A. Richness, ecological, and genetic variability of species. That's right. B. Number of individual of species in a given area. C. Diversity of plant and animals in a given area. D. Number of individuals of a given animal in a species area. Means biodiversity definition in terms of we must have two species diversity of richness, ecological diversity, genetic diversity, or the variability of species, which is the answer should be A. Let us explanation. Biodiversity is a measure of variation at the species richness, species diversity of planet or local area, and also ecological variability or ecosystem diversity of the species, and genetic variability of each species. So the answer should be A. Biodiversity definition is our hakenno biodiversity kan ibsu species ecology fi genetic variability gidduu kana jiru hunda isaa walirratti kan batudha biodiversity sinገልጽ በአንድ ስፒሺስ ወይ ደግሞ በአንድ ኢኮሲስተም ወይ ደግሞ በአንድ ጄኔቲክ ለብቻ መግለጽ it's not good biodiversity sinገልጽ ሁሉም species richnessም ecological diversity genetic diversity ሁሉም አንድ ላይ ያዘ ሜጀር ነው ማለት ነው it is so the answer should be A. Question number 92 question number 92 at which stage of the population growth curve is rate of natality and the rate of mortality are expected to be occur? A lag phase, B decline phase, C log phase, D stationary phase. So the answer should be stationary phase D. Explanation in now lag phase lie population established itself. Some of organisms are not adapted to the environment and the others reproduce. Log phase lie all are adapted and reproduce rapidly due to plentiful presence of resource. Stationary phase lie ምንድነው የምናየው carry capacity reached የሆነው number of የሞቱና የሚኖሩ እኩል ይሆናል ማለት ነው stationary ላይ decline ላይ ግን የሞቱ ይበዛሉ lag phase ይረማል አርግና ኮኩን እንዳለታ but is not so establish population establish itself ሞት እንደቀንስ establish ራሳቸው ያደርጋሉ ማለት ነው log phase ላይ ሁሉም adapted ነው ማለት ነው log phase ላይ all are adapted so they reproduce rapidly. Stationary phase ረት kan dhufu fi kan alatti solqita as which is asked our question. So the answer is D. Graphically ራሱ ማለት እንችላለን lag phase ላይ population establish itself log phase ላይ ወለቱ the reproduce rapidly stationary phase ላይ የመሞቱና the natality rate እና mortality rate እኩል ነው ማለት ነው decline ላይ mortality ይበዛል ማለት ነው when natality is reduced so the answer should be that is natality rate equal to mortality rate is during stationary phase. Question number 93 identify the correct statement about intra-specific competition that is a competition A between individuals with different adaptation B for all types of requirement C two of species inhabiting the same ecological area D that lead to local extinction of species so the answer should be B for all types of requirement they compete. Let us see what intra-species competition is. Competition for resource between members of the same species. Competition occurs for all types of requirements and also competition between individuals with similar adaptation and that can lead to population crash or directly reduce population growth. And also inter-specific competition is competition between different or two species inhabiting the same ecological area. Competition occurs for specific requirements between individuals with different adaptation is there. It leads to local extinction of the weakest competitor, although coexistence is possible if the two species do not use the resource in the same way. So these are all what is intra-specific competition look like and inter-specific competition look like. So C D ላይ ያሉት የኢንተር-ስፔሲፊክ ኮምፒቲሽን ነው ማለት ነው ስለዚህ B ላይ ያለው ምንድነው የኢንተር-ስፔሲፊክ ኮምፒቲሽን ይዳያችሁ ነው so the answer should be B ለሌላ ጊዜም ለውቀታቸውም just read inter-species competition እና inter-species competition ምን እንደሚመስሉ በስራስራት እዚህ ላይ ቁጭ ስላለ just read for more. Question number 94 Why Drosophila melanogaster are considered ideal for genetic experiment? Because they A. contain chromosomes with several genes, B. have highest number of chromosomes, C. breed and keep in large number easily, D. complete their life cycle with 1 month. So the answer should be C. breed and keep a large number easily. Drosophila melanogaster are considered ideal genetic for experimental animals because they are small animals with short life cycle, means just 2 weeks, are cheap and easily to breed and keep their large numbers. They have only 4 pair of chromosomes per cell. The chromosomes are large and easily observable. ስለዚህ ድሮሶፊላ melanogaster ለጄኔቲክስ ኤክስፔሪመንት አደል ያደረገው ነገር ምንድነው? እዚህ ላይ የተዘረጉት they are small animals, short life cycle አለው, they are cheap and easily breed to keep their large numbers, they have only 4 pair of chromosomes per cell, their chromosomes are large and easily observable. ይሄን ለዚህ Drosophila melanogaster considered adult genetic experiment የደመካን ፍራተሜ ተኮፋ small animals ነው, short life cycle አለው, and cheap and easily breed and keep large numbers. So kana feature sangana kan barran. So the answer should be C for question number 94. And also staining reveals dark bands and considered to be particular genes. So the answer should be C. breed and keep in large numbers easily. Question number 85. Which property of water prevents food from drying during the long dry season is high? A. viscosity property, B. latent heat evaporation, C. transparent ability, D. surface tension. So the answer should be B. latent heat evaporation, which prevents food from drying during the long dry season. Latent heat evaporation is a property of water that makes water does not vaporize too easily and prevents food from dry up too quickly in a hot weather, and the organisms in the pod have better chance for survival. These are the 3 properties of water that is related to latent heat vaporization. Water has also vital viscosity, which is transport medium. Viscosity measure of how fluid liquid is, how easily it flows, means it is transport medium property or water ideal viscosity property. The other is water. Question number 96. In the tropical regions where there is higher temperature, which is one of the following is most likely to take carbon-3 plant Rabisco binds with A. carbon dioxide to produce glucose and water, B. oxygen to produce glycerol aldehyde 3-phosphate and phosphoglycerate, C. glycerol aldehyde phosphate to produce lipid, D. water to produce triose phosphate. So the answer should be B. it binds with oxygen to produce glycerol aldehyde 3-phosphate and phosphoglycerate. So the answer is B. Let us explanation. Carbon-3 plant low concentration of carbon dioxide Rabisco binds with oxygen, not with carbon dioxide. This means Rabisco is oxidized the one molecule of glycerol aldehyde 3-phosphate, not 2 is 1, and the molecule of glycerol phosphate is also formed. So Rabisco ribulose biphosphate binds with oxygen. In parallel, Rabisco it gives us glycerol aldehyde 3-phosphate plus phosphoglycerate. So the answer should be perfectly B. Question number 97. During the light independence reaction of photosynthesis, A. Glucose is directly produced from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. B. Ribulose biphosphate reacting with carbon dioxide to directly form triose phosphate. C. Some of the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is used to regenerate ribulose biphosphate, and glycerol phosphate is reduced to triose phosphate by reduced NADP or dinucleotide nicotine dinucleotide adenine dinucleotide with phosphate, which is, so the answer should be D. Let us see explanation. During light independent reaction, carbon dioxide react with ribulose biphosphate to form two molecules of 3 carbon compound glyceraldehyde phosphate are formed. Each molecule of glyceraldehyde phosphate is converted to triose phosphate by reduced NADP and energy from ATP. Some of triose phosphate formed is to generate ribulose. ATP sign is again required, whilst glucose is directly produced from triose phosphate, and the other useful organic compound is formed from triose phosphate. So the answer should be D. Glycerol formed is reduced to triose phosphate by reduced NADP. So the answer is D. Question number 98. The suitability of structural arrangement of chloroplast in relation to its function can be indicated by the fact that A. All pigments are floating around the solution of stroma. B. All pigments in the photosystem are linked to electron transport chain. C. Carotenoids are used as reaction center for which electrons are excited. D. The different pigment absorbs the same wavelengths of light. So the answer should be B. All pigments in the photosystem are linked to absorb transport chain. Let us explanation. How is the structure of chloroplast suited to its function? We don't know. The chloroplast and other photosynthetic pigment molecules are arranged in a special photosystem that are linked to electron transport chain. So the answer should be perfectly B. Question number 99. Which one of the following events occur during the daytime in the CAM photosynthetic pathway? A. Carbon dioxide react with malates. B. Stomata open to allow carbon dioxide. C. Carbon dioxide enters the Calvin cycle. D. Oxaloacetate is formed. So the answer should be C. Carbon dioxide enters the Calvin cycle. Let us explanation. Events occur during daytime in CAM photosynthetic pathway are CAM photosynthetic pathway are stomata remain shut throughout the daytime. Malate is from the vacuoles and break down to glycerate, release carbon dioxide. Then carbon dioxide enters Calvin cycle to produce sugar. Daytime ላይ የCAM photosynthetic pathway plant ስለዚህ ይሄን daytime ላይ ይሄን ይመስላል ማለት ነው ጉያርት ከነፈካት but events occur during night time in CAM photosynthetic pathway are the plant open their stomata to allow carbon dioxide, which then reacts to PEP in mesophily cell to form oxaloacetate and the malate. So the answer should be for this answer is carbon dioxide during the daytime. Carbon dioxide enter into Calvin cycle, which is found on CC. So C is answer. Okay, question number 100. How many turns of light independent reaction cycle are required to make one molecule triose phosphate A3, B2, C6, D4? So the answer should be A3. Let us explanation. In light independent reaction of photosynthesis, 3 turns of the cycle results in an output of 1 molecule of triose phosphate, and also the 6 turns of cycle would give the output of 2 molecules of triose phosphate, enough to make 1 molecule of glucose. So the answer should be A. أسرت ما نقول هذا triose phosphate تقوم مضافي turn life cycle light independent سدين نقول هذا أجل أكسمه triphosphate لما output رت وما مضاف 6 turns of life cycle in light independent in بربع cycle. So 1 ATP 1 triose phosphate output لما on 3 turns of cycle light independent cycle ያስፈልጋል ማለት ነው። እንደዛውም 2 molecule of triose phosphate ለማ output ለማውን 6 turn of life cycle ያስፈልጋል ማለት ነው፣ ወይ ደግሞ ይሰጣል ማለት ነው። So the answer should be for this question for to make 1 molecule of triphosphate it turns the light independent must be 3. So the answer is A. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget like, subscribe, share Aliyi Science 2 channel. Thank you again. We will come back with other entrance exam or with other educational video. Until that, good time for you, good chance for your examination all time. Thank you again.